I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. I think I am a nice person. People that know me like me. I like China. I just sold an apartment for $15 million to somebody from China. Exactly.
Hello. Welcome to Rttta, where we talk about random video games. Now, I know originally I said I was going to be talking about this game, Mech Warrior 2. Things changed. I hooked up the good old N64, with the most awkward controller on earth, playing this. And I got back into a game that I realized I loved. My first game that I got for the N64. The major game that I got for the N64. Now you all know I reviewed that Star Wars game. That's not my main game that I got. That game's fun, but it's not my main game that I got. Let's show you the main game I got. And yes, I do have a green, fun color N64. I have Wave Race 64. Crap, why did I drop it? And yes, I do have Wave Race Blue Storm. Let me just grab it. Maybe we can do a comparison one Rttta. That could be the next one. But don't want to disturb the GameCube controller on top of all the games. Right there. Wave Race Blue Storm was my first game for the GameCube. So far, the newest addition to the room is the PS1, but the newest, that I bought is probably the 64, I feel like. Yeah, 64. But the newest edition now that I'm saving up for, this is off topic, is a PS3. I'm looking to save up for a PS3, that way I can review some Call of Duty and that type of stuff. And if you guys didn't know, I like sports games. I know there are people have mixed opinions about sports games, but I enjoy them because it's my main way of getting information about my favorite players. I am an Indiana Pacers fan for basketball, an Indianapolis Colts fan for football, a Detroit Tigers fan for baseball, and a Detroit Red Wings fan for hockey. So, I get the newest 2K every year. I have one Madden game, one NHL game, and I don't have any MLB games because I have an Xbox One as my main console up until I hopefully am getting a Switch as well. Hopefully. And I like baseball a lot as well. Probably basketball is my favorite sport. Under it is probably spikeball, because spikeball is fun to play. If you're new to this channel, spikeball is a season. It's a series that we do. It's like sport. It's a sport that I made up. It's pretty fun. So on to Rttta. Now, when I first got this game, I didn't like the controls. It felt a little too heavy. But then, last night, after putting it down for a while, I plugged in the good old N64, like I said. And I figured out that I was turning too hard. because when I got Wave Race before I got the N64 version. I got Wave Race Blue Storm before I got Wave Race 64. So I was used to the heavier controls. So I ended up turning like all the way to the edge. When in reality you're supposed to just go. So I was just turning way too hard, and I would get frustrated because the wave runner would go and just start doing circles every time I turned. It sucked, but it's pretty fun now that I'm playing it more. Most people have a hard time looking at graphics the way they were in 1996, but me, I just kinda really don't care about graphics. Really, as long as your game is fun, I don't care about your graphics. It's weird, I know. So really, people complain about graphics, and I'm like, if the game's fun, it doesn't need to look good. I mean, I play the original 6-bit games. I play Atari games. Okay? I really don't care about your graphics. I mean, I would appreciate it if it looked good, especially in the newer consoles, but I realize that their technology is not like today's. So I feel kind of like pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I also appreciate Nintendo, since the PS1 was released around the same time as the 64, I believe. I like how they stuck with cartridges, because cartridges are fun. You know, it's hard to get them scratched up. You would have to break the needles somehow. They're really easily portable. You can just stack them. I mean, I have them on my very top shelf. I have my SNES games in the back. On the far right. The next to SNES games, I have my NES games. Then my GameCube games, and my 64 games, and my Sega Genesis games, and then my GameCube memory cards. If you're asking, well, where's the Atari? I have an Atari flashback, okay? And I keep my PS4 games with this little column right next to, PS1 games with this little column next to PS1. And my Xbox One's downstairs, as you know. So, they're really easy to stack. Like I said, you just shove them in a box and you can play them. They last forever. Now, I have a tip for you guys that I learned from a store called Granny B's. I go there frequently. It's a store in Columbus. Really great selection, really great prices. I appreciate them. Also, I appreciate discreet play. So what you do is, you know this, alcohol, but not like the drinking type. Yeah, this type of alcohol. Use that. You dip one of these in it. Then you go along, you put it on the inside and go along the needles. And that gets out all the nasty gunk and all of that's in between the needles and on the needles. Then you just put it back in. You might want to blow in it a little bit just to get some of the moisture out. But then it's okay if it's a little wet, because I did that. Just put it in, first turn the TV off, turn the console off, then put it in, console on, then TV on. I guarantee you it'll work. If that doesn't work, then your game might be broken. You can try it a second time. You can try any combination of stuff that you know. But I thought it would be a fun tip that you guys might want to know for you classic or retro gamers. So yeah, I don't just have normal N64 controllers. I have two normal ones, and I have a Mad Catz N64 controller. And the two I'm about to show you, I got from Goodwill, and they work just fine. I got them for a really good price, so I picked them up at Goodwill in Michigan. Then this, what's it called again? What company made this? Sharkpad. So I don't just go with the generic, because to me the generic is kind of boring. But yeah, it's fun. And actually, this game I got for Christmas along with the N64. I just enjoy playing it. It's pretty fun. My only complaint is when you don't pass a buoy, if you don't pass it for a certain amount of times, you get like disqualified or retire, as they say. And I don't like that, because I feel like just make it a task to survive it. Just make it a task that feels like it helps you survive in the race, but not one that literally means that you survive in the race. It just makes no sense to me, and I don't like it. But I do appreciate the waves that they did, because apparently, I got this fact from Garrett Williamson, the original creator of Rttta. Apparently, the jet ski mechanics and the waves were a pain in the rear for him, as Garrett Williamson put it. So, kind of makes you appreciate it a little bit more and have more respect for Nintendo. Because Nintendo has fought hard against the trend of like having a heavy storyline. Their heaviest storyline is Metroid. So, the N64 is one that they started to fight hard against that trend. Because then games like MechWarrior were coming out and all these serious games in the era of 3D. But Nintendo, the family-friendly company they are, said, no, we're letting 2-year-olds play our games. Yeah. Making a little mini N64 controller. Woohoo. So, I just appreciate that at least one gaming company doesn't make like super serious games. Now I do appreciate games like Halo and Modern Warfare and Call of Duty and all those games, but there has to be one company that just is family friendly. I appreciate Nintendo for that. Also, I appreciate that they're going back to cartridges. This is the way to go. Gaming companies, take a hint. The way to go. Okay? This is the way to go. Especially if you want to bring a younger audience. You can make more mature games. Just put it on a cartridge. Sure, I'm fine with Nintendo letting in more mature games like Halo. Okay, I'm fine with them doing that. Cartridges make parents more happy because kids don't scratch it up, and it's really hard to break these. Really hard to break them. Like, if you have an N64, you know it's practically impossible to break one of these. And if you have an original NES, you know my friend Braddock, he's been on here before. He had an original NES, and once he threw it down the stairs for some reason, plugged it back in, it worked still. All of Nintendo products are indestructible practically, especially the cartridges. Now I do like the GameCube's disc. I like it. I have nothing against discs. It's just cartridges are the way to go. So it's fun. That has been my Rttta. So I'm surprised I am surprised. N64 didn't say anything. He didn't say crap that he didn't say crap. He didn't say crap when I said your controller sucks.
Your points are invalid. I have sold millions of copies, you hear me? All you've done is sat on your butt and recorded videos for your entire life. My controller may suck, but my games don't. Super Mario 64, yeah!
You may have done that, but my controller is one of the best and most recognizable, and I am the most recognized console in here, okay?
You guys do realize that I'm modeled after one of the oldest home consoles?
Yeah, well, guess what? The NES is the better of the two of you. It is awesome, but I am the best of them all.
I am still the NES, just paired up with the Sega Genesis. I am the best. I am the granddaddy of all consoles.
Sega, son boy. Well, I am James Bond.
Are you all done now? Good. Let's have it up. Y'all fought because I said your controller sucks. And it does, but you'll get used to it. N64. You get criticized for your controller, but you're a good console. You got good games. Well, now that we've had all the console speak, because that's the whole plot of this Rttta, I'm going to take another page out of your book, Garrett Williamson. Sorry, but is there any game you guys want me to review next Friday? I have a ton of games. Tomb Raider game for PS1, got it. You want me to do that? Do that. Request any game from PS1, SNES, Sega Genesis, NES, GameCube, or N64. But if I don't have it, I'm not going to go out and buy it because I'm saving up for a PS3. So you can suggest it. And even if I get no suggestions, I'm still going to come out with an Rttta every Friday. So I will see you guys next time.